We have inherited this timeless wisdom, and it's our duty to share it with the world. Even a wealthy person who indulges in comfort and idleness will eventually wither away. Gandhi remarked, he didn't need to wear a lot of clothes. He said, your king is wearing enough clothes for both of us. The responsibilities entrusted to me by my fellow citizens always reminds me that I'm not here to enjoy privileges. America, what is our problem? What is up with us? Right? I mean, I don't know how to put this. I mean, but after listening to the PM of India's over 3-hour-long interview, it makes me feel like the United States president and its leaders are a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. This should not only educate us to a whole nother level, but this should make us want to do better. Our team put together 48 of Neandra Modi's quotes from the interview, from one interview. And I believe that many of these quotes and proverbs, whatever you want to call these pithy little thoughts that he gave us on another level, I believe are surely going to go down as the greatest proverbs of the 21st century, letting future generations know that, hey, we weren't all way beyond crazy, you know? And these could literally just be the world's guide to great leadership. So if you know your IQ before this clip, go recheck it after this clip. This might just expand your knowledge base of wisdom and understanding in less than 30 minutes. I challenge everybody here, as I challenged myself, to take notes. No, really, you're going to want to take notes, really. And before we begin, I just want to let everybody know that we are so blessed and grateful to have you with us right now. We appreciate you all, and we are thankful for every like and every subscription that we get as we are going through this journey together with you. And please, as you hear Modi's intellectual and knowledge and wisdom, down below, put your own in the comment sections, please. And you may just want to grab a drink and be prepared to get wowed by Modi. We have inherited this timeless wisdom, and it's our duty to share it with the world. My early life was spent in extreme poverty, but we never really felt the burden of poverty. You see, someone who is used to wearing fine shoes will feel their absence when they don't have them. But for us, we never had worn shoes in our lives. So how would we even know that wearing shoes was a big deal? I want to tell all young people the following. No matter how dark the night may seem, it is still just night, and morning is bound to come. In India, our religious traditions are actually a way of life. Such was his discipline, he worked tirelessly into the night. Our mother, too, ensured that we never felt the struggles of our circumstances. But despite everything, these challenging circumstances of living in scarcity never left a mark on our minds. We never thought about being poor or judged about how others lived or what their struggles were. We lived carefree, enjoying whatever little we had and kept working hard. Never once did we complain about these things. My mother possessed an innate spirit of caring for others' well-being. It was woven into the very fabric of her being. She possessed a knowledge of traditional remedies and healing practices and would treat children with these remedies. Every morning before sunrise around 5 o'clock, she would start treating them. So all the children and their parents would gather at our home, little children crying, and we had to wake up early because of it. Meanwhile, my mother would continue treating them with care. The spirit of service, in a way, was nurtured through these experiences, a sense of empathy for society and a desire to do good for others. These values were instilled in me from my family. I believe that my life has been shaped by my mother, my father, my teachers, and the environment I grew up in. Yes, the challenges are real, but I'm not defined by my circumstances. I'm here for a purpose sent by a higher power, and I'm not alone. The one who sent me is always with me. This unwavering faith should always remain within us. Difficulties are a test of endurance. They are not meant to defeat me. Hardships exist to make me stronger, helping me grow and improve, not to leave me hopeless or discouraged. Personally, I see every crisis, every challenge as an opportunity. So to all you young people, I say, have patience. There are no shortcuts in life. At our railway stations, there hangs a sign. For those who habitually cross the tracks instead of using the bridge, it reads, "Shortcut will cut you short." I would tell young people the same thing. Shortcut will cut you short. Even a wealthy person who indulges in comfort and idleness will eventually wither away. I've also noticed that some people tend to think, I've learned enough, that's it, but no one should ever let the student within them die. Learning should never stop. I believe that as long as I'm alive, I must have a purpose. Perhaps I exist to keep learning, to keep growing. And another thing I've observed is that most people dream about achieving something or becoming someone. They set big targets, and when they fall short, they feel disappointed. That's why whenever I get a chance to talk to my friends, I tell them, instead of dreaming about getting and becoming, dream of doing something. If you focus on doing something, and let's say your goal is to reach 10, but you make it to 8, you won't feel discouraged. You'll still work toward 10 with determination. But if your dream is only to become something and it doesn't happen, even your achievements may feel like a burden. That's why we must adjust our mindset in life. Instead of thinking about what I got or I didn't get, the mindset should be, what can I give? Because our true contentment doesn't bloom on its own. It grows from the depths of what you give. The thought of what can I give to the world, maybe true contentment comes from giving. If my heart is only filled with hunger to receive, that hunger will never end. Secondly, the nation is everything, and serving the people is akin to serving God. Mahatma Gandhi also fought for India's independence, but in his own way. Indeed, other freedom fighters were brave warriors and devoted sons of Mother India. They came, they fought, and their martyrdom immortalized them. And they did indeed have a lasting impact. But it was Mahatma Gandhi who awakened a nation, leading a mass movement fueled by truth. And he wove even a sweeper into the very fabric of the freedom struggle. He told teachers they were part of the freedom struggle. He told the people spinning thread and weaving the clothes they were the freedom fighters. He told those tending to lepers that their service was a step toward India's freedom. He viewed every task as a vital thread in the fabric of India's independence movement. And this transformed India's common man into a soldier in the quest for freedom. Gandhi forged a mass movement so immense that the British could never fully grasp it. The British never imagined that a pinch of salt from the Dandi March could spark a massive revolution, and he made it happen. Many people were amazed that he had showed up in that attire to meet the king. Gandhi remarked, he didn't need to wear a lot of clothes. He said, your king is wearing enough clothes for both of us. I am nowhere near as great as my country, and my strength lies not in my name, but in the backing of 1.4 billion Indians. When I shake hands with a world leader, it's not Modi, but 1.4 billion Indians doing so. So this isn't my strength at all. It's rather the strength of India. That said, India will neither allow itself to be looked down upon, nor will it ever look up to anyone. India will now see eye to eye with her counterparts. We must also understand that the world has become one small village today. No country can thrive in isolation. Today we all depend upon one another. No one can make it far by themselves. That is why you must learn to synchronize with everyone, and everyone else must learn to synchronize with you. I can sit with President Putin and say that it is not time for war. I can also tell President Zelensky in a friendly way that, brother, regardless of how many people stand with you in the world, there will never be a resolution on the battlefield. The resolution will only come when both Ukraine and Russia come to the negotiating table. Ukraine may hold countless discussions with their allies, but it will bear no fruit. Discussions must include both parties instead. I'm not neutral. I have a stance, and that stance is peace. And peace is what I strive for. Wherever terror strikes in the world, that trail somehow leads to Pakistan. I truly believe that sports play a major role in human evolution. They're not just games, they connect people on a deeper level. People know that if Modi is present, he will strongly advocate for these things. After all, the people of India have given me this responsibility. For me, my nation is my high command, and I will always honor their will. Of course, differences are natural. When two neighboring countries exist, occasional disagreements are bound to happen. Even within a family, not everything is always perfect, but our focus is to ensure that these differences don't turn into disputes. Our approach has always been avoid vote bank politics. Instead, our mantra has been together with everyone, development for all, trust from all, and efforts by everyone. We've shifted away from the politics of appeasement to the politics of aspiration. Because of this, anyone who wishes to contribute joins us willingly. I have a strong belief that criticism is the soul of democracy. If democracy truly runs in your veins, you must embrace it. In our scriptures, it said, always keep your critics close. For a strong democracy, genuine criticism is necessary. Allegations benefit no one. They just cause unnecessary conflicts. That's why I always welcome criticism openly. And whenever false accusations arise, I calmly continue serving my country with complete dedication. If someone's attracted by catchy headlines or plays with words, I honestly don't mind that much. But when there's a deliberate agenda behind the actions, the truth is deliberately ignored. That can cause damage that lasts for decades. What kind of journalism should we have? Should it be like a fly or a bee? I explained, a fly sits on dirt and it spreads the dirt around. But a bee lands on flowers, collects nectar, and then shares that sweetness everywhere. Yet if something wrong occurs, the bee can sting so powerfully that you'd have to hide your face for 3 days straight. Secondly, my governance flows beyond the ebb and flow of elections. My governance is rooted in the people, not the polls. I can never claim to be powerful, for all I am is a humble servant. I am more focused on productivity than power. Look, I never experienced loneliness because I'm an ardent believer in the philosophy of 1 + 1. And this philosophy of 1 + 1 is aligned with my moral compass. And whenever I'm asked to elaborate on this outlook, I say the first one represents Modi, and the other one represents the Almighty. I am never alone, for He is always there to keep me company. I firmly believe that service to mankind is service to God. For me, the nation itself is divine, and mankind is a reflection of the divine. I walk this path with the conviction that serving the people is serving the divine. The responsibilities entrusted to me by my fellow citizens always reminds me that I'm not here to enjoy privileges. Because I strongly believe that there's a deep connection between science and spirituality. If you closely observe many scientifically advanced minds, you'll find they're often spiritually advanced too. They're not disconnected from spirituality. I think it's important for us to clearly understand the difference between information and knowledge. Some people mistakenly confuse information with knowledge, carrying large amounts of information. But I don't believe information alone equals knowledge. Knowledge is something deeper. It gradually evolves through processing, reflection, and understanding. Recognizing this difference is important on how we handle both. And I believe that with AI, humans are now being forced to reflect on what it truly means to be human. This is the real power of AI, because the way AI functions, it has challenged how we perceive work itself. But human imagination is the fuel. AI can create many things based on that, and in the future, it may achieve even more. Still, I firmly believe that no technology can ever replace the boundless creativity and imagination of the human mind. Humans have an innate ability to care for each other, the natural tendency to be concerned about one another. Now, can someone tell me if AI is capable of this? Exams are valuable for assessing knowledge in a specific domain, but they can't become the sole measure of someone's overall potential. When I was in school, I observed one of my teachers using an innovative idea. On his very first day, he placed a diary on the table and said, "Whoever arrives earliest each morning will write one sentence in this diary along with their name. The next student would then need to write a related sentence." At first, I'd rush to school very early every day. Why? So that I could write the first sentence. I once wrote something like, "Today's sunrise was magnificent. It filled me with energy." I'd write my name, and whoever arrived after me had to write something connected to the sunrise as well. After a few days, I realized my creativity wasn't improving much from this. Why? Because I'd arrived with a fixed thought already in my mind and simply write it down. So I decided I'd start going last instead. What happened then was that I'd read what others had written first and then try to give my very best. As a result, my creativity began to improve even more. I believe that whatever task you get, if you perform that task with complete dedication and sincerity, they inevitably become an expert sooner than later, and their enhanced capabilities open doors to success. While working, one must continually strive to improve their skills and should never underestimate their ability to learn. When someone constantly neglects their learning ability, they limit their own growth. But those who look beyond their tasks and observe what others around them are doing, their capacity can double or even triple. To young people, I'd say this clearly. There's no need to feel discouraged. There's certainly some tasks out there destined just for you. Don't worry. Focus on enhancing your skills and opportunities will come. Parents must first understand that life is not just about taking exams. Families should understand that their children aren't trophies meant to be displayed or models to show off in society. It's not about saying, look, my kid scores so high. Parents really need to stop using their kids just as status symbols. I used to learn a lot from reading, but these days, more and more I learn by being fully present. Whenever I meet someone, I am fully present in the moment. I give them my full attention. This complete focus allows me to grasp new concepts quickly. When I'm with you, I'm fully present, grounded in the moment. No calls or messages can pull me away from this moment with you. I am fully present, focused on the here and the now. That's why I always believe this is a habit everyone should embrace. It will sharpen your mind and improve your learning ability. Besides, knowledge alone cannot light the way. I truly believe that those who live in the present are the ones who live life to the fullest. That's because they know that every moment lived has already slipped into the past. So you must embrace the moment before it fades into the past. Otherwise, chasing the future only turns the present into the past. It's not a trade worth making. Most people stress so much about the future that their present quietly slips away. Before you know it, the moment has already faded into the past. So again, in the dance of life and death, only death is certain. So why fear what is certain? That's why you must embrace life instead of fretting over death. That's how life will evolve and flourish, for it's uncertain. That's why you must commit to enriching, refining, and elevating your life so you can live fully and with a purpose before death comes knocking. That's why you must let go of the fear of death. After all, death is inevitable, and there's no use worrying about when it will arrive. It will arrive when it's meant to. I've explored several new realms of thought. The first time ever with you today, I had long kept those thoughts tucked away within myself. But today, you've brought those thoughts to light. Thank you. And I hope your viewers may enjoy this. It was a great pleasure speaking with you. And it was a great pleasure being with you. And I want to thank you for being here with me in the present. Have a blessed day. God is good. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.